we are going to discuss about the topic maladjustments. So, what is maladjustment? Let us understand the meaning of maladjustment. It is exemplified in the following situation. Now, Sundari is a 17-year-old girl belonging to a middle-class family. She has an average IQ, but the family members have very high expectation on her scholastic achievement, and parents who are doctors by profession expected her to get the first rank in the final examination. Since then, her anxiety level has increased. She takes longer time to complete schoolwork, repeatedly cleaning and washing things, taking baths for long hours, washing faces frequently, and relating it to securing high marks in examination. If she does not do these activities, she starts sweating excessively and becomes anxious. Sundari is clearly maladjusted. In the above example, you find that low IQ but high social expectations lead to maladjustment. Hence, Sundari suffered from both psycho and sociogenic needs of drawing recognition and securing a social status, respectively. Thus, maladjustment is a process whereby an individual is unable to satisfy his biological, psychological, or social needs successfully and establishes an imbalance between his personal needs and expectations of the society, resulting in the disturbance of psycho-equilibrium. So, let me define maladjustment. It can be defined as a failure to cope with the demands of normal social environment. In other words, inability to react successfully and satisfactorily to the demands of one's environment. Though the term applies to a wider range of biological and social conditions, it often implies an individual's failure to meet social or cultural expectations as Sundari has experienced. In psychology, the term generally refers to unsatisfactory behavior patterns that causes anxiety and requires psychotherapy. According to American Psychological Association, inability to maintain effective relationships, function successfully in various domains, or cope with difficulties and stress is considered to be a maladjusted person. Example, not able to adapt with changing times, watching TV all the time at home because of lockdown, not able to do things productively, not concentrating on studies because of lockdown stress. So, bad or faulty or unsatisfactory or inadequate adjustments can also be defined as maladjustment. Therefore, maladjustments are common, similar to adjustments, and one needs to work it out with or without assistance. So let us identify some of the causes. I have classified it into three main causes. The first one is family. Family is an institution, has various functions to perform, and parents indirectly or directly fulfill the needs of their children. There are significant causes in the family like social cause, economic, psychological, and biological causes. In the social front, according to Gibbon, the social problems of one generation is the psychological problem of the next generation. Children coming from homes that have been broken due to death or divorce or separation are often maladjusted in their behavior. Talking about the economic front, occupation status of parents create a lot of problems. Problems of unemployment, poverty, and low social economic status affects individuals. Under such circumstances, parents are unable to satisfy the needs of their children, which eventually or can lead to frustration, aggression, and hostile behavior in growing children. If sometimes parents are not able to buy two toys because they have two children, there is a lot of enmity. They find it difficult to share, and this results in a lot of challenges, and maladjustment can result in psychological problems. In the psychological instability of parents is one reason. Parents are not sound or strong. They fight. They are not comfortable in maintaining relationships. This affects the child who is observing it. Children do things which they observe, then do things which you preach. So they observe passively but very closely they observe the parents. So psychological instability of parents. If parents are over obsessive, highly authoritative, unrealistic in their expectations, incompatible, abusive, prejudice, preference for boys, they do it. This will have a deteriorating effect upon their children. Parents who threaten and humiliate their children before others are directly responsible for their child's isolated and rejected behavior. On the biological front, heredity causes, defective mental setup, color of the skin, appearance, which contribute immensely to inferiority complex and hence maladjusted behavior. Sometimes the advertisements, which controls our thinking. For the Fair and Lovely example, they make us feel inferior. These things, so they are coming under social cause. These things also affect our ability to adjust. Now, talking about the second main cause is the personal cause. Physical deformities. It is observed that individuals who are physically, mentally, or visually handicapped react abnormally to situations. This happens even for people with partial deformities. They develop inferiority complexes, negativity, isolate themselves from others, and often indulge in daydreaming. In the psychological factors here, individuals' interest, likes, needs, attitude, optimism level, positivity, resilience, coping behavior, the general philosophy of life, and so on, all affect our ability to adjust. Overindulgence of defense mechanisms like suppression, displacement, identification, regression, etc. Those who are not able to satisfy their needs in their day-to-day life start involving in daydreaming, using defense mechanisms quite often. This also affects your ability to adjust. The third classification which I made is about the environmental cause. So adverse physical social environment, difficulty to adjust during winters in Kashmir, extreme cold, extreme snowfall, extreme summer, and social environment like work resources and infrastructure. For example, facilities at home to work from home. My daughter used to say, if you don't play with me, I will start disturbing you during your recording sessions. Now she wants some space for her. I have to spend more time with her. So in this context, I have to adjust everything. So if we are finding it difficult, the videos will not be coming out on time. Naturally, it creates a lot of frustration and leads to some kind of disturbance in adjustment. So one has to be aware about the social situation also. For children, school-related factors, schools and campus, sometimes toilet. In schools, you don't have proper toilet, you don't have drinking water facility. This affects your adjustment abilities. Faulty methods of teaching, so you are not able to understand, you are not able to accommodate. Your issues in peer groups or friend circle are some of the major causes for maladjustment among children. So let's identify some of the indicators. The first one being nervous behavior. Habits of tics in response to nervousness like nail biting, biting of fingernails, fidgeting, banging the head, playing with hair, inability to stay still, extremely aggressive and tension. These are some of the behaviors which are associated with nervous behavior. Emotional overreactions and deviations. This can be seen in our school situation. The tendency to respond to situations with unnecessary, excessive or extravagant emotions and actions. Like avoidance of responsibility due to fear. We have this, whenever we ask for how many of you are ready for presentation, what is our initial reaction? Withdrawal, right? Easily distracted from slight annoyance, unwarranted anxiety from small mistakes, sensitivity, temper tantrums. All these things, emotional overreactions, many times we have this. All this happens, one of the prime reasons might be inability to adjust. The next point is emotional immaturity. The inability to fully control one's emotions. Indecisiveness, over dependence on others, excessive self-conscious, and suspicious, being incapable to work independently, hyperactive, unreasonable fears and worries, high levels of anxiety are some of the attributes. Right? Another thing which we common observe is exhibitionist behavior. You would have seen in our classroom, some people will be showing off. Behaviors conducted in attempts to gain attention or to portray a positive image about their own self. The other thing may be blame others for one's own failure, or high levels of overt agreeableness towards authority, too much of submissiveness, feeling of inferiority, physically hurting others, or some of the exhibitionist behavior which can be seen in our everyday classroom. The next important indicator is antisocial behaviors. Behaviors and acts that show hostility or aggression to others, sibling rivalries, being indifferent to concerns from and needs of the family, for example, cruelty to others, the use of obscene and obsessive language, bullying others, destructive and irresponsible behaviors. All these things are antisocial behavior which can be seen in our family or in our society. Next one is psychosomatic disturbances. This can include complications in bowel movements. Small children have these kind of problems, nausea and vomiting, overeating, undereating, and other pains. These also reflection of person suffering from maladjustment. Since maladjustment is lack of adjustment, it can happen all the time. So as teachers and parents have to show maturity in dealing with it and be vigilant and compassionate to identify, understand, and help students to overcome issues when he or she finds difficulty in adjusting. Hence, what needs to be done is the next big question. So, some of the preventive measures for maladjustment. The first one which I have identified is proper encouragement. Parents and teachers should speak daily with their child about his daily activities, so the child can begin to learn the principles of socialization. As new things are advocated and taught frequently, adjustment has to be quick and continuous, for which support and encouragement is essential. It can be in the form of motivation, guidance, individual attention, and many more. The other big thing when you are talking about this preventive measure is encouragement being appreciation. Like, we all love to be recognized, class first, university rank holder, etc. and so on. So parents and teachers should directly praise their child for the good things he has done. Psychologists, especially humanists, have strongly advocated this. The third point is delegating responsibility. So it is not just praising, it is not just encouraging, but also trusting them. So parents and teachers should assign some responsibilities to the child. This responsibility should evoke tasks which the child perceives as real and important. In this way, one can show to the child that he or she is trusted and they believe in her or his personal abilities. This acts as a confidence booster for the child and will do a world of good. Fourth point is provision for recreation and entertainment. Libraries, internet labs, parks, sports and games, clubs, different clubs which are being run in institutes, education institutes like nature club or science club, maths club, language club, literary clubs and all these things. Meets, amusement places, theaters, museums, greenery around campus, lounges, all these things should be properly being exposed to children. By organizing visits to these different variety of places, they help in developing hobbies, good habits, as well as cater to the diverse needs of the learner. Competitions like quiz, sports, cultural events, meets, debates, fairs, exhibition, science exhibition, arts exhibition, all these things, painting, drawing, all these things, music, celebrating important days, will develop healthy competition in variety of aspects, and also the important thing is it strengthens social skills and helps in understanding self. So that will be a very important point for you to overcome maladjustment or prevent maladjustment issues. The fourth one is developing and updating profile. Maintenance of growth and development records will help to identify and cater to special needs. In some instances, adjusted children are eligible for special education services, so the teacher have to document children's progress in a professional manner. The next point will be patterns of relaxation. As you are all aware, tension is quite high. World is going on a global village, so everything is fast moving, and children are also under tremendous stress. We have maths, science, social science, history, geography, languages. We are constant. Even now we have online. Yesterday there was a news that online schooling will be controlled. You should know, because parents are complaining, my child is always sitting online for online classes, and this is huge problem for me, and children are highly distressed. So children are also under heavy stress in present situation or in the present world order. So patterns of relaxation is very, very important. Teachers should set a pattern of calmness in the classroom. Yoga, meditation, stress management courses play an important role in preventing maladjustment. Moral education is another factor. In a society where we have a lot of idealistic beliefs, schools should provide value education through various methods. Self-confidence, cooperation, caring and sharing are the values that can be inculcated through co-curricular programs also, as well as through moral teaching. Next one is guidance and counseling. If the teacher works as a guide and a counselor for parents and children, many of the negative situations can be turned into positive ones, which are beneficial to the students. So we can change most of the misconceptions in the minds of parents, in the minds of children, by organizing guidance and counseling program for both parents as well as for students. Life skill development. One of the main problems of adjustment being inability to do or lack of knowledge. Training in life skill is very important as it helps individuals to prepare themselves for life and in the process aid adjustment by overcoming challenges on their own. These are the few illustrations which will help in strengthening the child's resolve and adjust effectively. So as teachers, we have to work on these areas so that the child is prepared to adjust accordingly or able to overcome maladjustment issues as and when it arises. Thank you for your time.